Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining. Welcome. We are live today for another reading session. Hope you guys are doing well today, as I am, and happy to see those who are joining us. All right, so if you are joining for the first time, we have been doing a series of free reading classes here on YouTube. This is our second lesson. In last week's session, we looked at the letter sounds, and in today's video, we will be looking at the whole idea of blending. How do we now put those sounds that we have been learning together? Okay, so in today's class, we're going to be doing a bit of that, putting letter sounds together. All right, so let's get into it, and hopefully the others who are going to be joining us in a little while, because I just got started, so I'm not expecting everybody to get on board right away. And of course, I know that for a lot of people, they have been waiting in their own time after the video, this live session has ended. They go and they view in their own time. So, I also appreciate that. All right, so as I said, in today's class, we're going to be looking at the blending, okay? That's the step we're at now. We have learned how to identify our letters. We have learned how to make the correct sounds for the letters. So now we're going to learn how to put those sounds together. And as I said, we are learning step by step, all right, the whole process of reading and reading to ensure that we master the reading activity as we should. So let's get into it. I'm going to be sharing my screen, and we're going to be going to the page that has our blending activity for today. And for those who are watching, I know what we have been doing so far is not really very interactive. So as of next week, what I'm going to do is, and for those who will be viewing this recording later on, as of next week, we are going to be going, I'm going to share a link that you guys can, I'm going to be sharing a link that you guys will be able to use to join me on Zoom. But I'm only going to take the first 5 students, okay? So the first 5 students each week who log on or try to join the Zoom class, those 5 students will be part of the session with me. It will still be live on YouTube, but as I said, I'll have 5 students on Zoom with me so they can, ask questions, be more interactive. Because of course, if I have reading students, I'm not expecting them to be able to be in the comment section typing away and answering questions, because they're here learning how to read, so they may not necessarily yet know how to spell some of those words that they would want to say. So I'll take them live. So parents, if you're listening as well, just remember, I'm going to be posting that link. I'm going to have to create the link and post it in this video, okay? So at the end, or perhaps after I'm finished, I will post the meeting ID and passcode, or the link. And as I said, the first 5 students each week who join that class gets to be in the session with me, being able to talk to me, and I'll be able to interact with them. Because of course, doing it this way, it's not really interactive. So I want them to feel part of it, but I can't have a whole, group, because it sometimes gets a little bit confusing, and I want to make sure that we still, those who are listening on the outside, there's still order to what we're doing. So 5 students, and that will be the format for next week. All right, so let's get into today's lesson. As I said, we're going to be looking at blending. These blends that we have on the screen, these are the vowel consonant blends, okay? So we have the vowel first and then a consonant, okay? So we're going to be putting those sounds together. Now on the screen, I have the short sounds for the vowel. That's what we're going to be using, okay? So I have some pictures at the top that helps to remind us of what that sound should be for the vowels, okay? So for A, there's an apple, and so A says ah, Okay, elephant, so the E says E. Igloo, so the I says I. Ostrich, the O says O. And umbrella, the U says O. All right, so again, guys, if you have not yet watched our first lesson, it's available in the reading playlist, reading class playlist. And we have the first lesson. We also have a video that's related to the first lesson, which is a letter sounds video. So you please go and watch that video as well. And then I'm going to be posting this lesson, and then I will follow up with this video. So you will have the chance. I'm not going to be playing this video in today's session. I'm just going to be using it as an aid. You can go back and play this video so you can learn how to blend these different sounds, okay? All right, so let's get into it. So I'm going to be starting with let me put this at the top so hopefully you guys can see better what's at the bottom. All right, so also, just a little side note here, there's a little note there of my book, Reading Made Easy. It's available on Amazon. I also have copies that persons locally can purchase if they wish. The cost is $1,900 if you're buying it locally. The cost on Amazon is, I think, $16.99. So if you have relatives overseas or you want to do the, purchase it and have it shipped to you directly, that manner, in that way, then you can also do that. So the book covers pretty much all of what we have done so far and takes us much further into our reading development. All right, so let's get into it with no more hesitations. All right, so we're going to be looking first what I'm going to be doing for my students who are just learning their sounds. All right, I'm going to go very slow. As I said, in these lessons, I'm not going fast because it has to be where students master the material. So I'm going to be taking my time as much as possible to go through and make sure that students are able to understand and appreciate the process, okay? So let's start with the A blends. Okay, remember we're doing the short sound. A says ah. Okay, so we're blending the A sound all the way down to M. And of course, after that, I'll go to the next page, which has the rest of the letters. All right, so A, B. Okay, those are the first two letters, but right now we're not thinking about the letters. What we're thinking about would be the sound for the letters. Because when we read, it's actually the sounds that we use and not necessarily the names, right, of the letters. So it would be A, B, ab, a, ak, a, d, ad, a, af, a, g, ag, a, j, aj, a, ak, a, l, al, a, am. Okay, so that's ab, ak, ad, af, ag, aj, ak, al, am. So what you're going to do is practice as much as you can until you're able to put those sounds together perfectly. Okay, so we're going to go to E. E says b, eb, ek, ek, d, ed, e, f, g, egg, j, edge, ek, ek, l, l, m. Okay, so one more time. Eb, ek, ed, f, egg, edge, ek, l, m. All right, so let's get to I. I says E. And once again, just a reminder that this video will also be posted so you can go through in your own time, take your time to go through the sounds. All right, so I says I, b, ib, ik, ik, id, id, I, if, ig, ig, ij, ij, ik, ik, il, im. All right, so once more, ib, ik, id, if, ig, ij, ik, il, im. All right, moving on to O. O says ob, ob, ok, ok, od, odd, off, off, og, og, oj, oj, ok, ok, all, All right, one more time. Ob, ok, odd, off, og, oj, ok, all, Okay, make sure that we make the sounds carefully, the correct sound each time. Okay, U says o, ob, ob, ok, ok, odd, odd, o, off, og, og, oj, oj, ok, ok, all, And of course, you may not necessarily see all these combinations with actual words, but it's just practice for us to know that whatever the word may be, whatever we might have to pronounce, whatever word it is that we might need to pronounce, when we know how to put two sounds together, okay? So this is just practice for that. All right, so ob, ok, odd, off, og, oj, ok, all, And even though I'm going through, you can pause the video just to test if you're able to do this on your own and then see if how I do the sounds is what you have been doing, okay? Because you have to test to make sure that you know these sounds yourself, not just what you hear me say, but you have to make sure that you know them for yourself. So you will have all of this week before we get to next week to practice these blends. All right, so let me go to the rest of the consonants blends. All right, so as I said, guys, this is a video, so I'm just trying to skip to where we would have the other sounds, and so I can give those to you. All right, let me see. All right, so now we have the rest of the consonants, and again, I'm going to be going through a, n, an, a, p, up, a, r, a, s, as, a, t, at, a, v, av, a, x, ax, a, z, as. Okay, remember these are the short sounds, so make sure you're giving me that a, at the beginning of these blends, okay? An, up, are, as, at, av, ax, as. Okay, let's get to E. Again, remember E says e, and I should not at this point be reminding you of the sounds because remember, you would have had the chance, and make sure you take the time to go through your sounds, know them well, so once you get to the blending, you are using the correct sounds. All right, so E says e, n, e, p, er, s, et, ev, x, ez. All right, once more. N, ep, s, et, ev, x, ez. Okay, I says I. Remember, we're using the short vowel sounds. There will be a time when we are going to be practicing with the long vowel sounds, but in this lesson, we're using the short vowel sounds. All right, so I says I, n, in, I, p, ip, I, ear, I, is, it, it, I, iv, x, is. All right, so that's in, ip, ear, is, it, if, ix, is. Okay? Let's get to O. All right, so O says ah. Just waiting for some. Remember, this is a live session, so of course there's noise that I can't necessarily avoid. So let's go. O says ah. Ah, on. Ah, p. Ah, ah, r. Us, us. T, at. Of. Ox, ox. Us. All right, so those are on, up, are, us, at, of, ox, us. And then we have letter U. Again, a reminder, U says up, on, up, up, or, us, ot, ot, of, ox, ox, us. Okay, so on, up, or, us, ot, of, ox, us. All right, so that's it for today's lesson. We have been looking at, as I said, blending, putting together these sounds that we have been learning, right? And as I said, just a reminder for those who are just joining that we will have students. I will have students join me in the next session, up to 5 students. I will post the link, the Zoom link, and the passcode and the meeting ID, and you can join via Zoom. But I will only be taking the first 5 students each week. So if you get in this week and you were late for this one, just try to get on early for the next class, because as I said, it would be the first 5 students who join that would be allowed to be in the session to be able to participate in a more interactive way. And, I can ask them questions and see how they're doing their sounds and hear if the sounds are correct. And of course, the rest of you guys will be able to join on live YouTube as usual, but the rest of us will be in the session. All right, so guys, as I said, these links, the videos will be posted. So you just need to go to the reading class playlist, and all the videos, all the lessons that we will be doing will be listed there in the order that you would need to make sure you are mastering first the letter sounds, and now we're doing the blending, and then whatever else will come in the following classes will also be there. All right, so take care, guys, and see you in the next session.